Okay, so the second part of the last task, let's have a look at what we've got. So we've got to action and delete all the comments. On the last page, add a reply form for instructors to register their interest in offering one-to-one sessions. It should include a space for their name, contact details, and whether they are Les Mills and personal training qualified, and a space for additional qualifications. Okay, so I'm going to do the comments first. I'm going to action them and then delete them. So the first comment on the second page was to sort the table by class and then by venue. So you select the whole table, go to your table layout menu, you go to the sort from here, and then we want to sort it by class and then by venue. So selected class already, ascending, it's not said any order, so you assume ascending order. So we'll do class and then by venue. So make sure they're both ascending and then click OK. So we've got all the body attack classes first, and then the body attack classes first in alphabetical order in order of the venue. So Grange, Mouth, then Mariner, and then Stennismuir. So I've done that now, so I can delete this comment. Right click, deleted that one. Now the second one I should have taken out, so just ignore it because you've not done pie charts yet, so just delete that one. So if you added a pie chart in, well done, but don't worry if you didn't, so we're doing that later. And the last comment was to insert a footnote. Instructors require protective vulnerable groups disclosure, so I'm going to put that after this involved. I'm going to do footnote up here. Footnote. And then I'm just going to highlight this text. And I'm going to paste it onto my. Make sure I've got everything and I've got the full stop as well. So that's my comments all done. So I've deleted all my comments now. And then the last thing was to add a reply form on the last page. So it doesn't say that the last page is to be landscape or any different page numbers, doesn't say anything about that. So I'm just going to put a page break in. So that my reply form is going on my last page. Okay. Regardless of what it says, always include a title. I'm just going to simply call it reply form for 1-to-1 instructors sessions. That'll do. Reply form on its own would have been fine. So it's looking for space for the name and the contact details. Okay, so contact details, I'm going to put name first. I'm going to do a table. Always do a table, makes it easier. So a column for the title name and a column for the space. So name, I'm going to put telephone number, maybe email address, but name and telephone number would be fine. But I'm just going to put that. So name, or you could do first name, surname, telephone number, and if you want, you should do email address. But as long as there's one contact there, that will be enough. Okay, so that's what I'm going to put on this table. I am going to make these bold. And I'm going to pull through the column so that it's closer to the titles. And then I'm going to adjust the width of my columns. Now, I'm going to select my table, and in my table layout, I'm just going to adjust the height so it's giving me a bit more space. You need to have enough space for people to write things, so give them plenty of space. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the alignment to move the titles down at the bottom like that. This looks a little bit small, so I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Fine. I'm going to make that one a bit bigger. The title should always be bigger than the rest. I'm going to make it bold as well. I'm going to put these space in here, spread it out a little bit. Okay, so that'll do for the first part of it. You could add the other bits underneath, but I'm going to do this as a separate table, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to take the grid lines out, I'm going to take the borders off, and then I'm just going to put a border on the bottom for each one. Bottom border. Control Y is repeat. Okay, so that looks okay. You could, if you wanted to, bring these ones in a little bit closer, or you could, if you wanted to, make these this column here left aligned like that. So that maybe make it look a bit nicer. And then I'm going to do another section underneath for the other parts. So also to include the Les Mills and personal training qualified. So for that bit, I'm going to use the checkboxes. So I'm going to put another table. I'm going to do 2 here. In fact, I'm going to put the additional qualifications in as well. So I've got Les Mills qualified and another one, personal training qualification. And I'm just going to in here, make sure you've got your developer tab on. I'm going to put tick box and a tick box in here as well. You might want to put a little comment up here, please tick if appropriate. It's not entirely essential. I'm going to do additional qualifications. And let that go underneath. So I'm going to use the same size of font as that one. So I'm going to use my Format Painter to do that. And I'm going to make these boxes bigger as well. It's easier to tick. There we go. And for here, I'm just going to make this box bigger so that people have got things to write in. I'm going to merge those cells like that, and that just makes it look a bit nicer. So that would be enough for the marks for the reply form. Let's just check we've done everything. Yeah, so that's everything. So that would be fine. So that would be enough. It doesn't need to be any bigger than that. There's plenty of room for people to write. You might maybe want to make that a little bit bigger, but that's really it. Then you would print.